Well, hello there. Thank you for joining for another episode in Mr.Jay's Emporium. This is the second stream ever on the channel, and I'm hoping that I managed to fix yesterday's teething issues. Uh, as I've tested, the stream should be stable. You should be able to hear me, and it shouldn't be choppy at all. If by any chance it's choppy for you or you have any kind of issues, please do let me know in the chat. No matter if you are watching on YouTube or Twitch. Also, don't be shy. Say hi on the chat. I will try to answer to everyone. Yesterday, as I mentioned, we had some initial teething problems, although I tested Streamlabs and the setup and the game. I had to restart a couple of times. And also my great monologue about my love for Doom and how it inspired my love for video games was wasted. I will not go into details again. I will save it for the next time when we are playing Doom. Hope you will join us then as well. Because today we are going to play something different. We are moving away from the FPS genre and moving more towards RPGs, which represent another passion of mine. These are the two video game genres I really love, and they are real dear and close to me. Today we will be playing a video game that has appeared a couple of months ago. It's recent, but it was a great success. A lot of people already claimed it as the game of the year. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will give you a hint. It's a game developed by a French studio, but it follows on the footsteps of JRPGs like Final Fantasy, and it sold, I guess, if I remember correctly, 1.3 million 3 million copies in its first week, or maybe they were just the player figures from Xbox. But I'm pretty sure it did very well on Steam and PlayStation as well. Of course, we are talking about Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. This is going to be the very first time I'm playing this game, so please don't be too harsh on me. Haven't spun this up before, have no experience with it. It will be my very first contact with it. This being said, I'll wait one more minute and then we will crack on. If you have any questions or curiosities about the game, about Mr.Jay's Emporium, or what will happen here, do not be shy. Ask them on the chat. And of course, as any other content creator, I have only one thing to ask you kindly. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. It would be an honor to see the channel grow where I know it can. And I'm pretty sure you will discover interesting content day after day. For now, I'm focusing on live streams, but I'm also planning to uploading some materials about history of video games, development teams, IPs, and other interesting stuff. This being said, I say I bored you enough with the intro, and it's time to crack on with the game. As I said, first time spinning it up. Very nice music. Not sure what to expect. Let me just check on the stream if I can see it on my YouTube. It looks fine. It looks fluid. Hi, Yuno. Is it everything as it's supposed to be? Is it fluid? Is it looking nice? Can you hear me clearly? Most definitely looks a-okay on my control screen. Big guy. Big words coming from Sherban, fighting words. Thank you both of you for joining in again. I hope we will have a nice time together as well as we did last night. Is the balance also okay for the voice? My voice compared to the game? Can you hear both of them a-okay? Yes, great. Then one more month and we start on gaming. Okay. That being said, we make a bit of adjustments and we start the game. Again, we are here to have a good time and not a difficult time. So I want to focus on the game and on the story. Of course, the combat as well, because it's a big part of JRPGs. But again, I'm not a fan of extreme challenges, so we will go with a lighter setting. Okay, let's see. Is it loading? Yes. Fun fact, this game is developed using Unreal Engine 5, so it should be pretty good looking. Also, fun fact, before I started the game and before I started the stream, I checked on the settings, I ran a benchmark. So everything is set on Epic, which is the highest setting for the game. Do let me know if it's looking and moving nice on the streaming platform. I'm not sure where you all watching me. I noticed today that Twitch looks a bit better than YouTube on this 1080p 60 frames per second resolution. And yeah, while on YouTube I could crank it up more, due to the fact that I'm streaming both on YouTube and Twitch, I'm limited by Twitch's requirements. $34.
What, the flower? Or Sophie?
Ooh, dark. Sophie would approve.
Dark, yes. The game will have a bit darker story than usual JRPGs or even Western RPGs.
You underestimate Lumiere's enthusiasm for the expedition. There's at least 5 tables.
Marvelous.
Have you tried throwing with your other arm instead? If you could hit the paintress directly, that would actually be useful.
You know, hobbies don't always have to be useful. I'm enjoying the uselessness of today and readying my usefulness for tomorrow. And soon, I'll get to do a lot more than throw rocks.
That's what all the other expeditions said.
Hey, you know they gave their lives to lay the trail for us, right?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
You still got a flower to give, no?
Yes. Yes. Just
No, definitely on my end it's in sync.
You're asking me? I don't know. Sounds about sets and
Uh, Let me know if it persists after the cutscene. But on my end, the audio is in sync with the subtitles. So, as I was mentioning earlier, also, Sherban, are you watching it on YouTube? Has the issue been fixed? Is still the audio out of sync with the video? Let's see if the VSync fixes the problem. Yep, YouTube. Let me know if the problem persists. So as I was saying, we will have a more mature team in the game. Basically, okay, I don't know. Maybe it was the VSync. Great. So basically, we have a fictional world where there is a deity that is setting up numbers, communicating numbers. As you can see now in the distance, for now it is 34. And that number represents the age limit for people. So basically everyone aged 34 in this cycle will die. So the inhabitants of this world put together Expedition 33, hoping to put an end to this practice and kill the deity. As I said, it's a French game, so we can understand somewhat the Belle Epoque and Art Deco influences on the game. But very good question, Sherban. Indeed, Life of P, and now, of course, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 draw heavily on these art styles. Maybe it has to do with the period they have been being developed, because if I remember correctly, Clair Obscur also took around 3 or 4 years to develop. So basically the development or pre-development period of the games match up. And Sandfall Interactive, of course, is composed by French developers, some who previously worked on Assassin's Creed. They got bored of doing that kind of open world sandbox games full of bloated content. Let's not call it bloatware, bloated content. And they wanted to do something original. And this is the result. RPG that doesn't look like a JRPG, at least not in the first
Yeah.
part. But later on, when you will see the gameplay outside the city, and especially the combat, will very much remember of JRPGs. I have to say, although we've seen it in a couple of recent games, I do not mind this aesthetic. I feel it refreshing, and it takes me back a bit to the era where Assassin's Creed tried to be ahead of its age, and with Arno, of course, those who remember that Assassin's Creed game took place during the French Revolution,
I set up these grapple shorts.
took a similar approach of Belle Epoque.
Don't tell your sister though. I sort of borrowed the hooks from the expedition Expedition Academy.
I do believe it
Wish
looks
I had
great.
more
I
than
like
working as a courier.
I like that it's warm, but yet somehow the color palette makes me feel a bit melancholic. And of course the music contributes to that feeling as well. But enough rambling from me for now, let's continue. Whoa, nice. So our fella might be missing one of his hands, but he's got some useful abilities to compensate for the lost limb. It looks a bit like a newer Final Fantasy game, but not even the game. You know what it looks like? Like a trailer of a Final Fantasy game. Those kind of trailers that try to set the mood. And usually Square Enix manages to make much more
Speed up a bit.
atmospherical trailers than the final game itself.
My head.
I just love this. It's clearly affected by whatever is going on with these rock formations, I guess. But still, the architecture looks beautiful. It also kind of reminds me a bit of Bioshock Infinite. Of course, a lot of years have passed since then,
You already turned 33.
but we had this kind of
Thanks.
floating cities and
I'm sure she already has a necklace full of flowers.
Art Deco style.
I can imagine.
We can jump. The game runs pretty smoothly. I like it. Of course, I'm running it in 1440p, but for the sake of Twitch, it is downscaled to 1080p both on YouTube and Twitch. So far, it's pretty linear. Let's pick up the pace a bit. Okay.
What?
You look tense.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you need. A little.
No.
Come on, it'll loosen you up. You can't go and see Sophie all somber and tense.
Also, is it just me or our main character looks a lot like a certain aging, sparkling vampire?
If you win, I'll give you.
Do
some
let me know
keys
what
to
you
the
think.
Lumina converter.
Alright, you're on.
Yes.
Yes, let's go to the battle tutorial because I know nothing about battles in this game. Man, that's one big sword. So during your turn, your character can attack, aim, or use a skill or use an item. Skills consume AP, action points. You can gain action points by performing a base attack or parry. Okay. Character play turn by turn. The turn order is indicated in the timeline on the left side. Check. Try attacking to gain 1 AP. F. Ooh, that's very cinematic. Okay, now it's our turn. Dodge. Okay, we can dodge and parry on their attack. So automatically it's a much more active combat system than usually in JRPGs. The character's AP can be used to cast skills. Each character can have up to 6 skills equipped. Try using a skill. Let's see what skill can we use. Overcharge. Okay. Okay, let's go with Lumiere Assault. Okay, and we have QTEs. Okay, we can also parry. And then counter-attack. Okay, so basically, as you can see here, you have no respite even during the turn-based combat. Instead of just giving a command and then waiting to be carried out or just waiting for your opponent to attack, you have to be actively involved using your skills, quick time events, and also parrying or dodging enemy attacks. From what I remember, prepare after the war. No, I know. Art Nouveau and Art Deco can be very. They are actually very easy to be confounded. But if I remember correctly, I will have to check. The developers from Sandful Interactive actually stated that their game is Art Deco. And if I remember correctly, Bioshock was Art Deco as well. Art Deco is the one that looks much more rich in details, and Art Nouveau is a bit more simplistic. Yeah, Art Nouveau is elf architecture and Art Deco is dwarven, correctly put. Okay, let's try the overcharge and hopefully get done with this. Be done with it. Okay, and we are done with this.
You won. Now, don't you feel better? All right. Now, let's go find Sophie.
Okay.
I saw her near the red and white.
Yeah.
So, again, while we are zoomed in on his face, doesn't he kinda remind you of a Pattison? Robert Pattison? Or is it just me?
Oh, the plaza is lively. Why people like to celebrate the gommage is still a mystery to me, but oh well.
Yee-hoo! Let's go. I've seen no collectibles so far. But this is cool. This traversal mechanic of grappling is really spectacular. Okay, smoke is looking nice.
The red and white tree. I've always found it beautiful. I don't really understand. You and Sophie broke up so long ago. But clearly you never got over her. Why'd you wait until today to say something? It's a bit late, isn't it?
Probably that's why he waited to say something. He walked to the edge of precipice, waited for the no return moment, and basically said, okay, before I jump on this expedition, I'll let you know that I still have feelings for you, girl. Sounds very manly choice. Because let's not forget, what we usually hear is that we are not very good in expressing our emotions. Isn't that correct, ladies?
Sophie's down there.
Hey Radu, welcome.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. Please do let me know if everything is fluid, if everything is in sync. I checked earlier on the laptop, it was fine. Yuno and Sherban, our returning viewers, already confirmed that YouTube is looking fine. I made some settings after last night, so basically it should be running smoothly.
Good luck.
Webcam still
I'll be
behind,
with you
just on
soon.
YouTube. Let me just quickly check that. This time around I have a secondary device to check. Just give me a second. Double check, triple check.
She's down there.
The last few days meant everything.
Can we talk?
Gustav, I love you all.
That's for your, if there's room.
Okay, my bad. I forgot to turn back the mic on.
There's always room.
What I was saying is that I love the traversal animations in this game. I was doing the mime thing. Indeed. Um,
I
I'm
missed you.
sorry. I
You
miss
don't
you
need
too.
to. Okay.
You go.
No, you.
You know how I feel. I wish things had been, I often think another path, another future.
Still can't finish your sentences, can you?
Yep.
I somehow love how awkward and uncomfortable this moment is, because it's far from perfect, so it makes it much more human.
I missed that. I never faulted you for wanting to believe.
It feels less scripted and more anchored in real life.
To change things. I understand, just... in a different world.
Unfortunately for Clair Obscur, we don't have any Twitch drops,
Break the cycle, so she can't steal
or
anyone else's future.
not one that I could found.
Stubborn people change the world. And you are the most stubborn person I know. Thank you.
Also, I know I asked this before, but our main character reminds me of Robert Pattinson, a much more unshaved, sparkly vampire. This time we shut down background. The game is on. I don't know. I can hear. Can you hear the game? I mean, it shows me that the game sound is on. Can you hear it? Do you want me to turn it up? Hello, hello. Can you hear the game? Sound is on. So, you know you can hear the game. Sherban, can you hear the game? Is it too... should I make it louder? Sound check? Game sound check? Of course I can turn it up. Is this better? Worse? Same? do let me know. Oh, so now the young lady joined us. Now you hear some. You know, Sherban, can you hear the game as well or just my voice? Yes. Yes, what? In this situation, yes doesn't help. Both of them quite clear. Did not hear the dialogue. Okay, okay, okay. I hope that is fixed now. So, let's look at him. Again, I know I might be obsessed, but doesn't he look a bit like Pattison? Whatevs. So, as I was saying, the game was developed by just 30 people. That's the official number stated by the studio. But if you take into consideration, I don't know why they left it out, sound and music, the number of developers grows, and of course if we add QA grows even more. So we have quite a large enterprise, but very small compared to AAA games. Because the developers from Sandfall Interactive were aiming to make a AA game. It might be difficult to make distinction between AAA and AA games. Basically, AAA games, you have to think about your Diablo 4 or Assassin's Creed Shadows, while AA games, more like Mirror's Edge, Remember Me, Clair Obscur, or even Pacific Drive. Another characteristic that is shared by Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, and...
Oh, hi, Sophie. So Gustav really did come, huh? I knew he would.
and Pacific Overdrive is that they have the same publisher, Kepler. But we'll talk about this a bit later.
Has everybody already left?
Yeah. Everybody's heading to the harbor.
Vampire, yes. I'm not actually sure how that's supposed to be pronounced. Let's go with vampire. Vampire? I know how it would be in Romanian, but in English?
Sophie.
Looks like you still have a lot of flowers.
Well, there are less and less people to buy them. I just wish you didn't have to wear one.
Tiffany.
Okay, so what we gather from here ties into what I said earlier. Basically, people who reach a certain age, that number that is put on the big tree by the deity, they are condemned to die. And Sophie looks like he's wearing flowers. Is a mark that she has reached that age, or is closing in, and she will die.
I should finish cleaning up here and join everyone at the hub.
See you. See you.
But chin up, we are in the Expedition 33, going to slay the deity and hopefully stop an end to this cruel circle. Vampire, okay.
I can't
We
imagine
call
what they're going
vampire as vampire as well.
I'm fine.
Hmm.
I'm fine. I've lived 33 good years. Look around. We've had our whole lives to prepare. We're all fine. Mostly.
I'm not fine.
You will be.
And circling back to the fact that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 shares the same publisher as Pacific Overdrive, as I mentioned, Kepler. It's very interesting to what you said earlier, Sherban, about the tendency for Belle Epoque and Art Nouveau, Art Deco, sorry, because the folks from Kepler, who, fun fact, is actually a publisher but more like a cooperative of studios that formed it, who are trying to help game developers like Sandfall Interactive with their HR needs and marketing needs. They said that they want to encourage the development of games that have unique visual styles, unique storytelling, and unique features. Basically, games that do not follow a certain pattern or trend, because due to the production cycle, which can be even more than 3-4 years, when the game launches, those trends will be obsolete. Okay. Vampire. Accent at the end. Learned something new today. I hope this time, Radu, you heard the piano music.
We can use that.
Okay, so we have a lot of contextual elements which give flavor, but also by checking into these objects we can gather some resources. I guess Lumia is a kind of resource. Maybe like mana.
The scintillating Sophie. You're as gorgeous as always.
Cyril, you flatterer. Need some help with it?
Beautiful and... See, I'm preparing the headline for tomorrow. And who could write it better than someone who celebrates her...
So, what will the...
Actually...
You don't know.
Oh, well...
You really are lazy.
Help me again, Sophie, please.
Sure. Let me...
Okay, chat, it's your time to shine. Help me choose a headline for tomorrow's in-game newspaper. First version. The pale sun ascends above the crimson blossoms. Very poetic. Second. Expedition 33 shall be the destined journey. Ominous. And third one, Cyril needs to take his job seriously. Let's see which one do you prefer out of these three. First, okay, we have a vote for the poetic one. 2 votes for the poetic one. Once, twice, sold. We go serious, we go with immersion, and we go with a poetic headline.
The pale sun ascends above the crimson blossom.
A headline about the contrast of beauty and death. With a paintress each year claiming the beauty of this world.
Yes, the name of the deity is the paintress.
Okay, now I'm inspired.
Good for you, Cyril.
You really are a divine being, Sophie.
Don't forget to credit me.
I would never.
Of course he will.
Thank you for all...
It's always been a pleasure, my friend.
It is melancholic, isn't it, the atmosphere?
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It is beautiful, but at the same time it feels sad. Like it's a celebration, but also it's a wake at the same time. For all these young people who are approaching that fatidic number of 34 years old. Let's switch back to our one-handed Pattison. I really love the aesthetic of the game and the atmosphere. I have to admit it's really all-encompassing.
Hey, you! You seem like a woman with exquisite taste.
Oh well, thank you.
I just finished my sculpture of the legendary Esquier.
Okay, I can see why he's legendary.
This may be my life's finest work, yet how could I make it better?
Okay, how could we make it better? Again, chat, if you have something to say, now's the moment. Should we suggest applying paint and add a bit of color? Or maybe redirect the sculptor to something more menacing, like Nevron. I don't know what a Nevron is. If it would have been Chevron, yeah, I would have known, but Nevron. Redirect sounds fun. Oh yeah. You know, of course, will choose something more menacing. Let's go with that.
Maybe sculpt something more menacing.
I see. Something that induces fear to attract attention. Brilliant. I knew you were the right person to ask. Thank you for your insight.
Sherban, too
You're most
late.
welcome.
Oh no, basically, actually, you said the same thing. Okay, my
I
bad.
shall get to work tomorrow.
I see you're wearing flowers. What's your name?
Sophie.
Sophie.
As a thank you.
Oh, you don't have...
But I will.
Okay, so we inspired next day's headlines. We got a promise to have our name chiseled in the statue. I can feel the tension actually of not wanting to leave this place that is most probably the only one they have ever known. And although it's weird and it has its decrepit corners, it still looks somehow beautiful and homey.
Oh, Sophie. What a lovely smell.
Thank you, Richard.
That's just some interesting thing to
I
say.
could recognize it from miles away.
Again, interesting. Sniffing around.
It's good you're here, Sophie. I have a favor to ask of you.
But of course, Mamban. Let's see, what do you want from us?
Anything for my beloved sewing teacher?
Oh, he's a sewing teacher.
We are of the same cohort. Today is my gommage. And my son and I had a fight last night.
Was it maybe about his hairdo?
He said he wants to join the expedition. He wants to waste the last year of his life. I used to think it was a bad choice. I know I made a mistake. I tried to impose my views on him when he is much... So I sewed a special uniform for him. Could you bring it to him?
Of course. I'll bring it to...
He won't join the Gamage ceremony, but he will be at the expedition festival tonight. Oh, but
Don't worry.
Gustav.
For this moment. Maybe.
I'm glad. He's a good person.
Yes.
Thanks to both of you.
See you.
Yeah, I don't know if you can feel it. I hope it manages the stream to transmit this very profound melancholic feeling. Although it's just a fetch quest, the way it was presented, the tone of voice of the actors, it's carrying a gravitas that really makes you feel like you are there, you are departing, you are saying your goodbyes.
Why does Malone keep saying death comes to us all?
You haven't heard that before?
No.
Unofficial expedition motto. You never heard Lucien say it either?
I think he prefers, we're already dead, you're just catching up.
That's one point of view for sure.
Yeah, I heard that one recently.
I don't know. Kinda nice in a way. Having a deadline forces you to prioritize. It's a bit freeing as we get closer to the end.
Nothing as good as a motivator as the deadline looming over you.
You can really find the silver lining in everything, can't you?
No, it's just... things don't always work out the way we want. No use getting upset, you know?
It's French people, of course it's dramatic. It's not just dramatic, it's melancholic.
I don't know.
I don't feel it dramatic, I feel it melancholic, like yearning for this place that I didn't even left yet. It's a completely different vibe, of course, than yesterday's Doom, when we were pummeling and shooting things and dodging bullets.
Is something wrong?
The expeditions. All
Why
they do
are
is
they a
leave us here to
joke?
die. They're just escaping.
Okay.
You know their goal is to save us all, right?
Yes, that's what my father told me last year. Before he left for Expedition 34. And here we are again this year. We could have spent one more year together instead of wait.
Your father fought to offer you a better future.
Okay.
I have no future.
Yeah, I
know
like the
it, and
custom
I've
design
accepted
too.
You never know. This expedition might be different.
It feels very humane because instead of armors and I don't know, battle attires, we have normal clothing. Normal clothing that wouldn't be out of place in a French event reenacting something.
There are some special people in this one.
Yeah.
Gustav, why don't you show her some of your fighting skills to prove her wrong?
Again? Come on. Really? I have to destroy the punching bag. What will that prove? I wonder. And it's healing. Ah, destroy the punching bag in one hit. That's going to be something. Maybe. Let's try. I don't have enough points. I did mug this up, didn't I? Okay, let's take it logically. I can attack once and it heals. And in order to be able to overcharge, I will have to build up my AP points. I have 6 AP points. Let's see. Let's charge it up.
For those who come after.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be here tomorrow as well. Yeah, I know. Could have done it earlier, but...
This guy is strong.
They all train their picto skills very hard to save us all.
Then, Madame, why didn't you join?
Me? I'm content with my life. Or maybe because I was afraid.
Do you think...
My friend Ciel always says, do your best. Either it works or it doesn't. Live your life as you want.
But of course...
I don't want to have regrets. I don't have that much time.
When the time comes, you'll make the right decision. I'm sure.
Thank you. Now I think I know. Give this to your boyfriend. My father gave it to me, but it might be more
Ooh.
useful for him.
We got an item. Color of Lumina can be consumed to give an additional Lumina point to a character. Okay. So we got a bit more of that collectible resource. And I don't know what you think. I feel like the dialogue is very humane. I like it very much. It doesn't really feel forced. It feels very humane, like something real people would say with real emotions and... Yeah, that's a way to say, I guess, that I really enjoy so far the game. And it really didn't even start yet, because we didn't even leave on the expedition. We are still in the initial
Hi,
zone.
Gustav. You're back. Oh, did you want to pick out...
No, the one you suggested earlier was perfect.
Yeah, we already gave that flower.
Oh, I'm glad. These garlands are our last farewell. I want them all to feel special. I have a garland saved for you too. But it's not a farewell garland. It will be a welcome home garland.
Ooh, someone has a fan.
Good luck, my friend.
Yes, yes, my friend. Sure, my friend.
Thanks, Ophélie.
Ophélie. C'est très bien. Don't be jealous now. Ooh, nice top hat. Anyone selling a top hat? I would really like one. Come on.
Oh, Luna's playing.
Nice play.
Gucci would make a cute couple.
If you say so.
Or maybe something already happened, huh?
Aren't we curious? Before we go to the lady playing the instrument and the one who actually aroused some jealousy in our companion, let's see what we have here.
Think you're doing something, eh? Out there?
Maxine, you're drunk.
It happens.
None of you ever come back. You go and you take our resources and you waste it all on a fucked up hero adrenaline fantasy. And still, she kills us.
You should go home. Where's your daughter?
Where do you think? Mourning her mother on the anniversary of her death.
Then maybe you should be with her.
I can't look at her. She's just another reminder that nothing we do matters. Nothing. We hope and we persevere, and still they die. They all die and we can't stop it. We can't save them. We bring another generation into this world just so they can watch us die before they're even old enough to understand why.
That's why we're going. We can save them. With our Lumina tech. The Paintress?
The Paintress? What? What's a scrawny shit like you gonna do to the Paintress, eh? We're already dead.
Maxime.
Forget it. Bon voyage.
Okay. Okay. Indeed, the mature themes about dying and morality are here. I really like how it plays out. And I can see, although we still have a long way to go, why some people are cheering for this game to be Game of the Year. Also, don't be shy to say hi in the chat. Everyone is welcome here who wants to have a good time and enjoy video games. So we have a scaffolding, and on the scaffolding we have a bench. And just for good measure we have one lamp on each side of the bench and the lady barefoot playing guitar in the middle. Okay. Way to overcomplicate things. Yes, I'm checking all the trash cans, dear viewers, because I'm hoping that I might find some items or Lumiere or any hidden thing. I'm just like that, a scavenger, a rummager, and sometimes, as just now, my efforts actually pay off. Chroma. I guess this is some currency. So we have Lumiere and Chroma. By the way, do you know what Clair Obscur refers to as the term? Not the title of the game, but as the term? Any guesses?
Sometimes I feel sorry for her.
For whom?
Who? The Paintress?
Look at her. She looks sad. Maybe she's a prisoner too, stuck in the same cycle with us. Silly her.
Only you could choose empathy at a moment like this.
It's one of the few choices I can make.
It can be explained
I couldn't do it.
simply.
It's okay. You don't have to.
It refers to the properties of light and shadows in a picture, in an image. Okay, this looks like a bit Arc de Triomphe. And now people are waiting for the paintress, the goddess, to paint up the new number. From 34, of course, is going to be 33. Something contrast between light and shadows. Something like that. Yeah, and also it is a type of contrast where in a very dark painting there's a light focal point. Yeah. Basically, I guess we could say it is primarily used to describe the distribution of light and dark colors in a picture. Maybe like that. Also, we talked about Final Fantasy, but I would be amiss if I wouldn't also add some other great names to the JRPG list, like Dragon Quest. But also I read somewhere that the game is inspired...
Mate, I wish I was going with ya. If we could just send a bigger force, get all of Lumiere to just throw everything we got at the bloody paintress. But my brother would kill me. His number's up soon and I'm guardian for his kid.
The game was also inspired by some animations like Spirited Away or the Howl's Moving Castle. And yeah, I usually stop when a dialogue starts so you can hear it.
Suits you. But Mael, quite the ballsy one, eh? No looking back for her. Bet she can't wait.
Not much hesitation on her part.
Nah, hesitation.
Hesitation. I saw some resources to pick up. More chroma.
I'll see you soon enough.
Okay, people saying their goodbyes. Yeah, it's very, very melancholic. And I love it. It is a great atmosphere. Not easy, it's a heavy one, but still great. Let's see what magic trick goes on around here. Okay. Now that scene redefines the idea and the term of close-up magic.
You'd have to be crazy to use pictos on your own body.
Why? Aren't you enjoying the show?
Nah, the show's great, but etching chroma onto your skin, oh, it's brutal. And just for a dart, I'll stick to painting pictos on my machines. I'm not cuckoo enough to put them on my body.
Could be useful though. The expeditions rely on them quite heavily.
So I guess pictos are these kind of magic thingies that you can put on machines but also on your body to achieve this kind of effects?
Yeah, they're crazy too. But at least you can remove pictos pretty easily.
So I guess this was a hint for a future mechanic when we will be able to put pictos on our bodies to get one effect or another in combat and maybe exploration. I like how the information is layered and it's given you bit by bit. It's not like a traditional tutorial that walks you through everything, but rather hints at things. The paintress will soon wake. And probably that will be the end of the tutorial when the paintress wakes. What's this? Mime. Where is Radu? Radu, you said earlier I was a mime. Now we found your mime.
Hello? Gustav, help!
Oh, we have another fight on our hands. This time we find the... Oh, he put up some kind of a wall. Let's see if my attacks are still useless. Okay, so Q is dodge, E is parry. Remember that. Let's try to charge him. Oh, come on! I wasn't very bad at this. Come on, let's get our thing together. Oh, and he muted me. That's not good. Okay. That looks like a crack, come on. Really? Nothing? Oh, and I don't have enough action points, of course, so we will go with the classical attack. Now let's try to... Okay, this time we dodged better. I dodged better. We have the overcharge ready. But we are muted, of course we are muted. Stupid mime. Oh Radu, thank you very much. We don't always suck at gaming. I wanna see you parrying. I'm still getting used to it. Two perfects, yeah, two perfects. Okay, I have the overcharge. Here you go, mime boy.
For those who come after.
I stunned him. Of course I don't have points. It does not show X. Press X to dodge, I guess. No, that's not my excuse. Sometimes I have to get used to the timing.
That was close. Thanks, Gustav. Did someone build this? There's something on its body.
A music record that can be used at camp. Okay. We destroyed the weird mime. We won. Did I talk to you, boy?
The Paintress is going to punish you, you blasphemers. The Gamage is our fault. We brought this upon ourselves because we dared to defy her.
I guess we found a true believer.
Another one of these Paintress worshippers has to ignore him.
Exactly.
The Paintress is going to punish you, you...
Another one of these...
Let's move on. Talk to him. I guess here we talk to almost everyone. I left this lady last because she was the first I met in the game, so I expect she will carry on the story.
Oh, hi, Sophie.
Oh, Mael. I didn't expect to see you here.
I'm volunteering to help guide children who are losing their parents to the orphanage. Those who were...
How kind of you.
I guess I can relate.
Take care during the expedition. Gustav told...
About you two. I always told him you two should never have broken up.
Look at these orphans. That's where we disagreed. But I have hope that you and Gustav will change things. So no one has to go through this impossible choice again.
Yeah. Let's hope we will.
See you.
In the next life.
Now that was dramatic, as Yuno would say.
Oh, I think I'm gonna vomit. But no regrets. I've always loved the harbor.
Okay. So basically I guess this is a point of no return. When the paintress awakens, paints on the new number,
Please,
and the
don't
gommage
forget me.
will begin. If you like the customs, Unreal Engine 5 looks mighty fine. Visual style looks mighty fine. I guess we are done with the tutorial part for now. Did you experience any cutouts? Because Streamlabs just announced me that it was cut out and reconnected. Anyone? No one? It seems to be fine now. Let me just check on it. Yeah. It seems to be fine. Stream stopped for a minute. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, great. I don't know what happened. It, as I've told you, Streamlabs just announced me that it reconnected. I don't know why. Internet is moving fine. Let's continue on. Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened. It was something from Streamlabs. Okay, now it's time to end the tutorial part and move on. Thanks for confirming that it's all back to normal now.
I see you're apprentices.
Oh.
Gustav!
What?
Here, Sophie asked us to bring you your coat.
We sewed up the sleeves so you don't have to keep rolling it up.
You guys know how to sew?
Sophie helped us. Turns out it's not that hard. You really should have done this ages ago.
You did this.
Wow, she can sew.
That was supposed to be between us, yeah?
Quelle surprise.
I wanted to do something for you.
Soph. Thanks, guys. This is great. Thank you.
See you at the festival?
Don't leave without saying goodbye.
Yeah, of course not. What? I know that face.
You mean a lot to them. I can tell.
Yeah, they mean a lot to me too. Legacy can take many forms, right?
Yeah.
You taught me that.
Right.
So we have a backpack?
Why?
So we can put things somewhere.
I wanted to see you wearing it.
Oh, you like uniforms now?
Okay.
This too is your legacy.
In a way,
Not too shabby.
it's yours too.
Beyond all the awkwardness, I really like the design of the uniform and the general design, as Sherban mentioned earlier. The costumes look really, really nice. Not very armor-like, but nice. Okay, I admit I moved a bit slowly. I wanted to explore every corner, but it took us over an hour to finish the tutorial and have this cutscene that will probably move everything forward and will mark the start of the next expedition, Expedition 33. Nice music as well. Very atmospheric and reminiscent of JRPGs. I guess that is the paintress, that creature or deity that we aim to kill. Would have been curious to find out from where this countdown started. 99? Or 50? How many expeditions were there before? Maybe we'll find answer to these questions as we move on. Yeah, it's very nice. Nier Automata had also, and people 33 years old remain or disappear. It's not clear for me. Did 34 or 33 disappear? But it's clear they did disappear. And yeah, Nier Automata is another fine example of a double-A game that was really, really good. What I tried to highlight earlier, and I'm not sure if my mic was muted or not, that this is not a AAA game. This is a double-A game that is excellent so far. And spoiler alert, given how many people like it and already awarded it the Game of the Year award in their minds, probably it will be great till the end. But we don't need huge productions like Assassin's Creed Shadows or Diablo 4 to have good games. Often games made with smaller budgets by smaller teams who just unleash their creativity can result in much better and much more emotional results. Not 32 obviously, because the countdown is going down, it's not going up. And another strange thing, our hero seems to be older than Sophie, yet he is here. And Sophie at 33 just vanished. And again, as we discussed earlier, it has the feeling that Final Fantasy trailers had. Full to the brain with emotion. Combining the need for a hero with this desperation, this desolation even. Okay, the mood is set. I'm all in. let's continue. And let's see how the real gameplay actually folds out. I will have to find a guy, if I remember correctly, to give him his uniform. So I already have a side quest. Also, do let me know what is your all-time favorite RPG. And yes, it needs to be a video game. Today we are asking about video games, not tabletop.
There you are. You can't hide from us, you know.
Controversial opinion that 33 looks like SS and this is a Nazi game.
What? It is.
Man.
Grieving alone's the worst.
I don't know. It doesn't really take me there.
Santé, les amis.
Santé!
Yeah.
It reminds me more of a French resistance than the SS, actually.
Five tables this year. You see that? Told you we'd beat the 34s. Even my Elle showed up and she hates these things. Wanna go take a look?
I don't... maybe later. I'll catch up. I'm okay. I'm okay.
What was the name of that Van Hover movie that a lot of
Time
people
for a refill anyway.
misunderstood for Nazi propaganda when it was actually ironic?
There's an excess of wine again.
And
Thank you, sister, for her generosity.
the director wanted to make fun
Don't drink alone.
of all the Nazi
Weirdo.
aesthetic and Nazi propaganda and ideology, where they were fighting the bugs, the huge bugs. Not Starfleet, Help me out, chat. What was the name of that movie? Ooh, we got a token to get prizes.
I should check on my own. She's probably...
Okay, this is the journal. This is my inventory. So we have weapons. Pictos, which I guess are the troops, troopers. Star troopers, starfield troopers. Something, but yes, Radu, you know what I mean. We have some quest items. Yes, the uniform for Richardson I mentioned earlier. The festival token and Lumiere, which is a music recording that can be used at camp. And tints. What were tints? Color of Lumina can be consumed to give an additional Lumina point to a character. I feel like this will have something to do with level up. We don't have a map.
Alone, as usual.
Which is weird. Starship Troopers, yes, that's the one. That indeed was a parody to the...
She's probably alone, as usual.
Nazi aesthetic and ideology, but I don't feel like this is
Let's at least check on my
anything
own
close
and
to
my
that.
apprentices.
The aesthetic, because it's that kind of Belle Epoque and Art Deco reminds me a bit, but only a tiny bit, about one of my favorite series, Dishonored. And especially the fact that it also combines half the city that is in shambles and the other half that's actually looking in one piece. I loved, Sherban says he loved Baldur's Gate 3, conceptually I love Planescape Torment, Witcher 3 is brilliant in every way, but if I were to pick a favorite as basic as it is Skyrim, it was the first game I lost myself in. All brilliant choices, I love, and they are 3 of the games you mentioned are in my top. And if Radu had a controversial opinion earlier, I will have later now an unpopular one. As great a game as Skyrim is, it's not in my top RPGs. Seeing how well Oblivion Remaster performed, I'm expecting to see
Check out the new pictos I made.
Morrowind remake sooner or later. Especially that they nailed the formula. So basically they can now, with very little effort, adapt, upscale the textures. Basically, they have nailed the process and it's not very hard to bring to life and make just visual changes to these games, because let's be honest, the Oblivion remaster has all the bugs from the original release, and people are calling it a token of love and a sign of nostalgia. Again, may be unpopular, but I think it's lazy. But yeah, sure. So they can do easily the graphical updates. So I expect we will see a Morrowind and maybe even a Redfall, who knows. Nostalgia sells, always sells, but again, not fixing bugs that you know there are there for how many years and calling it nostalgia, it seems dishonest, at least to me.
Looks a bit rough.
I've been working on this for months. It's my personal masterpiece.
Your personal masterpiece seems a little...
It's dead useful, trust me. Come on, give it a whirl.
So we have something unorthodox which is that useful and we have to give it a whirl. Very convincing. Radu says that he finished, so he's not considering playing Oblivion. I'm considering replaying it. Morrowind was maybe the favorite, my personal favorite from the series. And yeah, I agree, a Daggerfall remake would be refreshing, because not many remember that Elder Scrolls actually started with Daggerfall. Or Daggerfall was the second and Redguard was the first. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Also, Radu, what are your favorite RPGs? You know, what are your favorite RPGs? Arena, yes, Arena. Arena was the first. Yes, correct. Then come Daggerfall, then Morrowind, then Oblivion, then Skyrim, and now we are waiting for the next one. And also, all my viewers, please do let me know if you like RPGs and what are your favorite titles. If you don't like RPGs, what kind of video games do you like? What is your favorite video game? Because I guess you stumbled here because you like video games? Maybe?
Sure.
Let's crack on.
Great. I'll trade it for one token.
Nope.
Not a chance.
Your loss.
So I have one token which I probably can exchange for several items. Let's see what will be that item. First was a picto. I didn't give my coin for a picto.
Hey, Amandine. Having fun?
Oh, hey, handsome. Perfect timing. I'm styling everyone before we ship out.
Certainly important.
On it. Just...
Uh-huh. So she wants to style me for a token.
Nah, I'm good.
Most definitely I'm not gonna give one token for just styling and visuals. I will spend it on something useful. And so far the picto seems the most useful.
These are yours.
Ooh, someone had a few bottles. Bloodlines. Bloodline was an RPG. Although I can see an argument for being an immersive sim, but I feel like Bloodlines was an RPG, and I know someone who is really excited for Bloodlines 2.
You gonna lecture me on drinking?
I wouldn't dare. Just calculating how much it'll hurt to catch up.
Good answer, good answer.
You can start now. Here, to Sophie, who was always unapologetically Sophie. A fierce and loving friend.
Of course, Witcher 3